Hey Rebels, if you're into golf and trading, we have the ultimate experience for you. Market Rebellion is sponsoring a tent on the historic 17th hole at the Players Championship, TPC Sawgrass, on March 10th through the 13th. John, Pete, all of our analysts and a bunch of special guests are going to be there. It comes with a 4-day all-exclusive VIP pass to the entire Players Championship tournament at TPC Sawgrass. That includes hotel accommodations as well as food and drink for all 4 days. We're going to be doing live trading on Thursday and Friday. We're going to do a Topgolf cocktail reception Thursday night and a Champions Dinner on Sunday night with a bunch of golf in between. It's going to be a ton of fun. We can't wait to see you out there. That's March 10th through the 13th at TPC Sawgrass. The Rebellion is coming to the Players Championship. Go to marketrebellion.com/golf and sign up today.
Good morning. I'm Pete Najarian. This is The Take, and I got to tell you something. Wednesday, just another one of these days. I think we're getting more and more used to this kind of craziness that we're seeing in the markets, but maybe not. And volatility is certainly a big part of it. As a matter of fact, I'll jump to that right away. The volatility index yesterday, 27, 33. That was the range. Finished right around 32. Gives you a little bit of an idea of exactly the kind of movement that we had. As a matter of fact, the Dow once again in nearly 1,000-point range. We actually got up and above 35,000 on the Dow, only to just pull back and finish the day in negative territory and be down 130 points after an amazing move to the upside. What was the catalyst? The Fed. Once again, there's always something out there that's going to give the markets either this gigantic catalyst to the upside or the downside. Yesterday, the Fed, after they finished, markets actually were pretty receptive. And then about 15, 20, 30 minutes later, and then we started to hear from Chair Powell, that's when we started to see the markets really starting to crumble. And they did. And they certainly did on both sides. As a matter of fact, you look over at the NASDAQ, NASDAQ actually peaked right up above 14,000 and then pulled back as well. Closed near flat, so didn't go all the way into negative territory, but certainly an amazing move and a 600-point move on the day from highs to lows. That's pretty amazing. And it's become normalcy for us to some degree. That's what we've been seeing. Meanwhile, you look over at crude still holding and being very, very strong. Actually got up and above that 87 level yesterday. We had great volumes. We had a little bit over 46 million contracts trading yesterday, and only two different names over 1 million contracts. That was Apple and Tesla, but 46 million contracts, once again, that very, very impressive. Not quite to those levels of Friday and Monday, but nonetheless, that's an amazing number and just continues to be something that shows you just what kind of volumes are in the derivatives markets right now. Center stage. What took center stage last night? It was Tesla. It was down. It was up. It was down. It was up. Elon Musk jumped on the call, everything, the post earnings, and he jumped on the call and all the different commentary. That doesn't seem to matter today. As a matter of fact, yesterday it was up just a little bit, probably, I guess, after the up and down movement that it had today. The floor getting pulled out from underneath them, as a matter of fact, today, because stock down about 7% after being up reasonably well yesterday on that turn, that sharp turn they had once Elon Musk got on there and started talking. The flips from the sectors was absolutely extraordinary. This sector's up 2%, and then all of a sudden that gets pulled out. And this sector's up 0.5%. Now it's in negative territory. It was amazing yesterday, the flips that we saw in that huge move, both for the Dow, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. So what were some of those names that were moving to the upside? We had some strength early that held on, Corning being one of those names. We had Broadcom that still did hold on to some of those gains. Microsoft, you throw in Texas Instruments, KLAC, Microchip, you get the idea. Some of those in that specific area of the market actually did hold on, but Discovery slammed. That was down about 9% yesterday. F5, another one of these tech names, that was down about 8.5% yesterday. You look over at some of the Chinese names, PDD and Bilibili and those kinds of names. Lucid was also down off about 6% yesterday. Workday, Boeing down 5%. You get the idea. You can understand with some of the names that I read off there, what some of the push and pull was going on yesterday. No doubt about it. There was a huge flip overnight, however, because we were moving back into that negative territory. We get that big flip. GDP number was definitely a surprise, looking for something around 5.5. Actually, it was 6.9. So that was something for the fourth quarter. That did give the markets a bit of a boost. As a matter of fact, up about 140, 150 points for the Dow, call it about 130 points for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ did get up over 200 points. It's starting to pull back. At least it was 5 minutes ago, and we know 5 minutes can actually change in the markets in a dramatic way. But last I looked, NASDAQ was up about 90 points. The Dow, which was up over 500 plus points, was up about 400 points. And that's the kind of movement that we've had. It's been up and down, and it's not just in this first hour of trade. It's throughout the entire trading sessions that we've been seeing more and more of this. So where's volatility? Well, last I looked, it was a little in the mid 29s, but we've already been 28 and a half towards that 30 level. If we get up and above 30, wouldn't be shocking at all based upon what some of the movements are that we're already seeing today. And if they continue to pull back on the markets after that big run up in the first hour, we'll see how that plays out. You still have the 10-year after the Fed's trading right around that 1.8, 181 sort of an area. And then you look over at crude up and through that 88 level. As a matter of fact, I saw it trading about 88.30, I think, earlier in the session. So we'll see if that's able to hold on. Things do change in a hurry. Matter of fact, energy was up 2% right out of the gate. That was the leader. You also had every single sector was in the green coming out of things. One of the big flips that we did see was communication services. Didn't really show up as a big mover early on, and then all of a sudden that sector was up a couple of percent. One of the sectors that actually started to shift a little bit lower is semiconductors. So that's something to keep an eye on as well, because it was up. Now that's a subsector, but it was up a little bit early, then started to go into negative territory. Again, as I mentioned, not a sector, but a subsector in the market. Seagate, that's one of the names that's definitely leading things, up 18% today. Well, that's a pretty remarkable move. Netflix, with a little bit of the Bill Ackman kind of a push, that stock up about 6% as well. Then throw in Xilinx up about 6%. I'll tell you what, Corning, once again, some follow through, that stock moving to the upside. Datadog, Microsoft, you got DocuSign, and how about Dow? And talking about the Dow leading the Dow, how about Dow? Dow up about 6% early on. That was something. Teradyne, on the other hand, you got the yin and the yang going on here. Now you look over at a Teradyne, that was down 20+%. I think it was down as much as 25%. So that one would be something to take a little peek at. Intel, a name that I've been in for a really, really long time. Not very happy myself today. That's down about 7%. Last night it was up or down about 0.5%. Was just kind of moving around. Obviously, in the after hours, you got a lot less liquidity. But interesting to see the push that it's taken today. And he will be on, the CEO will be on CNBC soon. I will be on today for the halftime report, as a matter of fact, talking about a lot of the different things that we're seeing, especially what we're looking for and expecting with Apple, which will be tonight. That'll be interesting. So you've got Lam Research, you got KLAC 10 Core, a little bit of the opposite. We're seeing those getting hit as well. Lucid getting hit, Chinese names getting hit, PDD, JD, those kinds of names getting hit to the downside. So a lot of going back and forth and a lot of very interesting trade. But as I said, at least early, all sectors were in the green. We'll see if that can hold on as the markets have pulled back just a little bit. So got two unusuals for you, and I'm out of here. So first one, Transocean, RIG, RIG. This one, trading about $3.50. And it sounds like an option itself, right? But it's not. That's the stock price. And we've got 8,200 of the May 40 calls being purchased today, 21 cents up to about 27 cents. I have been talking about energy for a really, really long time. These are the names, these beta names that I think find my best interests oftentimes. We've seen a lot of option paper in the XLE, seen a lot of option paper in XOM. We've even seen some in Chevron, BP, APA, you name it, Occidental. We see those, and the beta names are the ones that I've been more and more focused on. Yes, I've got positions in others, but those beta names, they give you that extra little bit of torque. That's what the beta is. So that's why I like some of those names, particularly with the option side. And so we'll see. That was great to see RIG hit early on. So Deutsche Bank going into the financials once again, trading about 1340, sort of in that range right there. 10,000 of the March 14 calls being bought. So you had the May calls out there with RIG. Now you've got the March calls, March 14 calls here with Deutsche Bank, DB, 45 cents up to about 48 cents. What makes this kind of interesting is, hey, look, they're not buying January or February. These guys are actually going out in time, buying a little bit of time. Kind of interesting. Not something we see all the time. By the way, I did see some option paper right before I came on in here with Netflix as well. So we'll be talking about a lot of different things, I'm sure, on the halftime report. we'll see what kind of incredible activity we have in the next hour and a half before we hit on that. So that should be pretty fun. Folks, have a great day of trading. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow on The Take. See you.